Did you know that Gene Roddenberry came up with beaming in Star Trek just to save money on the expensive sets? Many years ago I had a working permit for Canada, so I went to the beautiful city of Vancouver on Christmas Eve, but I didn't like the winter over there, so I worked a little and I bought a beautiful car and went down the west coast to California. I met up with good friends, went on a road trip and spent some more weeks just hanging around and meeting great people. After 3 months, when spring was about to start in Vancouver, I went back up and did a few different jobs and just enjoyed living in Vancouver. And when it was time to go back home, I tried selling my car, but I didn't have that much time, so I didn't get as much money as I hoped. And I told my good friend Gray that I was mad about not getting so much money. But he just said, well, you went down to California, you went on a great road trip, you had a great time with that car. What are you complaining about? Why don't you just take your memories and enjoy the time you had? And I was like, okay, you're right. Ooh, did someone fix the door? Much better. No one's here. So why did I tell you the story? Because I've always thought that car dealers are the worst persons ever. I always expect them to screw me over. And then I went to Berlin and I finally figured out they really do try screw me over. They lied to me like there's no tomorrow. They promised to buy my old car and then they said, no, my old car is too old. Like they didn't know that before. They said the car would be available straight away, but now I'm waiting. I've been waiting 5 weeks already, and they offered me a car in dark gray for a good price. But then when I was there, they said it's not available anymore, and they have a car with a bright blue color, which was totally ugly, for the double price, and all that stuff. Seriously, what is wrong with them? And that's the dealership straight from the factory. This is nothing, this is no B2B. This is totally uncool, Renault. Totally uncool. And also they advertised the car with an armrest for front passengers because I love it to have my arm, I just look cooler. And most people on YouTube said the car doesn't have an armrest. And I wrote to them, I mailed them asking, does the car really have one? And he said, yes. And of course it doesn't. And they advertised the car with a free shipping all over the country, and I don't see that happen. But anyways, I stayed strong. I said I don't want the ugly blue, and I don't pay the double price. It took about 3 hours negotiating, and now I have a deal. Actually, I'm pretty happy about it. And there's my old car I sold for much less than I expected, and that made me pretty mad. But then I remembered the words of my old friend Gray, and I thought, this car allows me to have a much better tax system, and I can use it wherever I want to. I don't have to make a difference between a business ride and a private one. So I can pretty much go every day to the rehearsal room and to my friend's office and visiting my parents and visiting friends outside the city. So this car kind of liberates me, and this is pretty cool. And I try to shift the focus from, losing the money to having more freedom and having a great time and focusing on what really counts. Yeah.